to the VooPlayer Q&A webinar. We're going to get started here in just one moment, but before we do, if you can confirm that you can hear my voice as well as, I'm just sharing my screen now. Dean confirmed that he can see my screen without me sharing it. All right, now we should be able to see the screen as well. All right, cool. We can get right into it. No need to wait since everything's working as expected. Again, this is the VooPlayer Q&A weekly webinar session. My name is Peter. I'm VooPlayer's product manager, and the purpose of these sessions is really to answer any questions that you as users may have, also to provide any training on advanced features, as well as to showcase new stuff that we've been working on. Also to collect any feedback, constructive criticism, ideas, suggestions, feature requests, etc. That might help us improve VooPlayer in the future. If you are unable to attend any of these sessions, weekly replays are available both on our YouTube channel, a link to which is in the chat box, also on our Facebook group, link to which is in the chat box. If you haven't already subscribed or joined those, subscribe to that channel or join that group, I do encourage you to do so. Also, if you have an idea which you would like to contribute but are unable to attend the webinar at any time that you're using the VooPlayer application, when those ideas are most likely to pop up inside of the application, you're always welcome to access the product roadmap / release board / ideas board, where other users are also contributing ideas. So you can do that when logged in by clicking over here on documentation and support and click on submit and vote on ideas, where you can see stuff that we're working on, stuff that we're considering doing, stuff that's been recently launched, etc., as well as, of course, the ability for you to submit a new idea. Let me share a link to that as well. Good morning to Stephen. All right, cool. Did I miss anything with regards to housekeeping? I think not. Oh yeah, the format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. So at any time that you have a question, or if you came prepared with any questions, you can just drop them in the chat box. And then we can start answering them in the order that they come in. Also, if you have any ideas for type of training that it would be useful for us to provide in these webinars, you can also just drop that in the chat box as well. All right. With regards to sort of the progress report, just a brief overview from the last week. As I mentioned, we released the new the enhancements to the play button. Interesting choice of colors in this player, but we released a bunch of enhancements for the sizing of the button, positioning of the button, enhancements, animations for it, the ability to manipulate the borders, have a preview of the duration of the button, ability to upload your own image for the button, as well as the shape of the button manipulations, which are available. So that's from the last week's. Just wanted to reiterate on those enhancements. We'll put together a brief. We usually do when we release enhancements like this. We usually put out a sort of an update video on it. So we'll put that together and release it on YouTube, so that you know everything that's available within that. That's one thing. Second thing is also the VooPlayer Chrome extension, which I don't have for some reason currently installed. Let me just install it really quickly. The VooPlayer. Did I get that right? Let me just see it. I think that should be it. Extensions. Oh, there we go. VooPlayer. Where is it? Oh, I need to turn it on. Yeah, I definitely need to turn it on. So the Voo Player Chrome extension, which gives you the ability to, let me just log in, gmail.com, which gives you the ability to browse all of your videos wherever you are online, grab the share links, embed codes, etc. for it, as well as the ability to record new video by recording your screen, web camera, and microphone. Has now been released in sort of the beta stage, which means it's more accessible, and we're getting a lot more feedback on it, and are identifying a lot more issues with it. So which is a good thing before we release it in the Chrome Web Store. So if you haven't already tested it out, do encourage you to do so. I'll just share a quick link on how you can install it before it's available in the Chrome Web Store, and how you can contribute feedback to it, and as well as your use case, which would be useful to have covered in this plugin. So that's available as well. Alrighty, those are some brief updates. Oh, actually, do have one more update. So with regards to next items on the roadmap, did I close out the application? I think I did. Don't want to log in again. With regards to sort of what's next in this, we just wrapped up sort of the initial efforts which we had for Q1 of 2019. So we kind of re-envisioned, revisited the roadmap, and there was some debate around what would be the next thing that we are focusing on, and that's definitely going to be a large set of enhancements for funnels. So we are going to start focusing on reworking funnels basically from scratch. Not only the user interface side of things, providing a better understanding and better interactions with the funnel builder, but also re-envisioning the entire structure of the funnel. The main concern with the funnel, which we kind of missed the first time around, was the ability to sort of build out interactive quizzes, meaning multiple answers could link to the same question, sort of building a flat level structure of questions and answers is something that we want to support. So that's kind of going to re-envision the structure of the funnels as well. Whereas currently you were only able to have a nested hierarchy of questions below answers. So that's something that we started focusing on a little bit more. Let me actually see if I can just illustrate that a little bit. The UI. Just wanted to kind of highlight what all of that is kind of going to amount. I don't have the audio here, but basically we're gonna rework the UI as mentioned by providing a visual. This is just an internal draft of sort of what we're working on. We're going to provide a visual build out of the funnels and answers with which you're going to be able to interact. So kind of connecting questions and answers easily via your mouse, and then all of the editing controls are going to be moved over here to the right. This is the old funnel interface. We're going to have better previews of those funnel questions, if I can find that point of this. So the previews are going to be down there and so on. So that's kind of the UI rework of it, and with it, of course, we also want to include better templates for the questions that you might have that are more optimized, especially for mobile devices. Also, better templates for funnel structures and so on. So more or less a complete rework of funnels from the ground up is what's next in the works. All right. Let's see what we have thus far in the chat. Lewis, hello to Lewis. Nice to be back. Clock change was not good. Is the play arrow head non-responsive, e.g., got a screenshot there. This is the default size, and then I shrunk. Okay, and then this is the default size, and then I shrunk the space for the embed, but the button stayed the same size and overpowered the player window. The good question. So let me go back to the screenshot shot. So the size of the button remains the same regardless of the size of the player. So that's a good point. So if the player is half the size of this, the button would remain the same. So that's one of the reasons why we also introduced the what's called the sizing controls for the button, which you're able to set up so that way if you wanted a smaller one, you have it. There are somewhat technical reasons around why we shouldn't necessarily have a responsive sizing of the button proportional to the player. And we're kind of deliberating on should we just force it on mobile devices to be small, and that's one of the things that we're leaning towards, is actually just forcing a smaller button on mobile players, because we understand if the player is from here to here, this button is definitely going to be too, well, then it's not going to be too large, but it's just going to occupy much more of a space than you would ideally want it to. So that's definitely one of the things that we're considering to improve upon there. So let me just note that feedback just so we don't forget about that. Excellent. Clark Otten is saying we'll play a Chrome extension. Just went over that. Are there any specific questions around that? Dean, final question. If we currently will have funnels set up and you do the reconstruction of it, once you're done, what will happen to the funnels prior to the rebuild? Will we have to redo this? No. So the previous funnels are going to remain supported and unaffected by this. So the reconstruction of the funnels is in no way going to affect the old funnels. They're just going to be sort of the, let's call them a legacy version. They're going to be funnels 1.0, where this is going to be funnels 2.0, but both are going to continue working independently. Steven is saying, I really like the Chrome extension. Has anyone suggested an option to set a capture area in addition to the full screen? Seems like draggable handles might make sense, and maybe the ability to have a start timer too, so there can be a delay while we set things up. Makes sense. Nobody has suggested the idea for sort of selection of the area which you want to record. That's one of the things that can certainly be an enhancement, and maybe have the ability to have a start timer too, where we can set things up. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a start timer of 4 seconds. Are you more thinking of something more configurable where you can delay it and then manually trigger the record? By default, I think there should be a timer of 4 seconds, sort of a countdown across the screen, which says 4, 3, 2, 1 before the video starts. We'll double check. I'm 90% sure that should be the case. Might be if does the recording start automatically for you, Stephen? Lewis, it's below. Scroll down. It's below what? Scroll down on screenshot page to see large play button. Oh, got it. There we go. There's that button which I was talking about. Sorry about that. Is that a Superman theme? Yeah, the colors are matching the Superman colors, I believe. So let's look at it side by side. Superman logo. The old school one, I think. This is the really old school blue. I think this is the more new blue. Let's look at it. And the yellow is a little bit too yellow. This is more orange, but yeah, it's pretty close. Who got that? Will. Plus one for the idea for forcing the button to be smaller on mobile. Yeah, that's definitely something that we need to consider. Clark Cotton is saying the issues with downloading the zip and setting up the Chrome extension don't work. We'll provide a recording of sort of step-by-step on the installation, but definitely go through the article. Do I still have that open? I posted it somewhere above, through this article, which has sort of step-by-steps on what all needs to be enabled and how you need to install it currently before it's released to the web store. Are you considering native integration with Platformly? That sounds awfully familiar. Let me just go back to what it is. Platformly engage and lead your audience through every step of the customer lifecycle. So I'm assuming a CRM of some sort, link tracking CRM, lead capture. No, we are not considering it actively yet. We'll note that as feedback. Also for consideration. Let me just double check, because I think there might have been some requests for supporting it previously. It sounds familiar. I don't know who suggested it. Let me just take a quick look at it. If somebody already suggested that platform, yeah, we have some. We had some feedback. Dennis, Manuel. A few people have actually requested this, so we can actually. Oh, actually, we are. We are actually considering this integration. It should be on the ideas board, if I'm not mistaken, under consideration, under integration request. There we have it. Platformly, thus far not gaining much momentum, but sort of the if anybody's interested, new integration-wise priorities, we are definitely looking at Drip as the next one for receiving the full integration treatment in VuLPlayer. That's sort of the next on the roadmap. Haven't tried this, but can you add an image as a plate hat? Could you use an animated GIF? Yes, absolutely. You can add custom images in the play button. I've provided a demo of that in the last week's webinar call. I'll do it once more, just quickly. Why do I keep closing the application? I'm not sure. So the question is providing a custom image for the play button, which can certainly be done. So let me just go back to this one. And so appearance and style, player colors and style. So let me just, because I want to provide a circle or square, doesn't matter. I just want to provide a square image, and I can grab one from here. Why not? So you can, I'll just turn off the border as well and maybe make it a little bit bigger. Button size big. So that's providing a custom image for the play button. So hopefully that addresses that. Chrome extensions is a dead link. Chrome extensions is a dead link. I can't. Should never be a dead link. Chrome extensions should always open up the extensions. Maybe just try typing it in manually in the address bar. Should always open it. I like both with and without the delay option. Oh, I got it as an option for the recording. Never thought of Superman. Nice super color branding. I thought that's why we are here. Where do you have to download Demio first. Confused as to, do you have to download Demio for what? For the Chrome extension? The Chrome extension and Demio have nothing in common. Can you upload Square videos and have them in a Square player? I know Black. Give me just 1 second. Hold on. Back. Demore said, can you upload Square videos and have them in a Square player? I know black bars left and right. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't have one handy. Maybe I do actually. Chance be it, I have a video which is squared. Good. Good for the example of this. So let me just return a normal button to what I wanted to. I wanted to do a. What did I want to do here? I wanted to just bring it back to the center, and we can have it be as this. This should be fine. Let me just save it. So when you come over here to publish options for the video, and you have your embed code, one of the options which you have is custom aspect ratio and orientation, which is going to allow you to blah 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 blah. Actually, this was auto detected because it detected that I wanted to, detected the ratio of the video, so it automatically detected the aspect ratio of 1:1. As you can sort of see that in the embed code, it was updated. Alternatively, you can change to whatever you want the aspect ratio of the embedded player to be, but as it was rightly detected, it's 1:1, so you can just grab that as the embed code. And where could I embed this really quickly? I can do it on JS Fiddle really quickly. So this would be my page, and this would be my embed code. So there it is as a square player without any black borders on either side. So hopefully that answers that question that Demore had. Dean, yes, I have done this one by one, but you have to change the dimensions in the code prior to embedding it. Thanks for the explanation, Dean. I guess I'll just wait to figure this out. Chrome extensions, this worked. All right, great. If I remember correctly, the article that I linked to has the link of Chrome extensions, and let me try and click in on that on Chrome extensions. Yeah, that's definitely dead from the article. So thanks to Clark for pointing it out. But you can just, and I don't necessarily think it should be linked, but you can just copy and paste it, and then that's gonna open up the extensions page in Chrome, which is also available. You can just right click on any of the extensions and just click on manage extensions. That's gonna bring you to the Chrome extensions page as well. So hopefully that addresses that point. Alrighty, let's see. Do we have any other final questions? We'll give it a couple of more minutes. Any last questions? One thing that I would like to do, sort of moving forward, is sort of share progress that we are making on the rework of funnels. So you can always continue to think about use cases which you would like to have covered in funnels, and that way, as we develop them, we can bring up those use cases and see how they're going to be supported in the new structure, as well as sort of do some reviews of the UI and the builder, so that we are aligned on that as well. Dudley is saying, if you are familiar with Roku TV or TV Boss, what could I gain by using VooPlayer? If you are familiar with Roku or TV Boss, what could I gain? Just the format of the question confuses me a little bit. I'm familiar with Roku, but you cannot use VooPlayer with Roku, so there's no inner sort of cross section between the two. VooPlayer is a web-based player, and it's primarily seen as something that should live squarely within a computer or a mobile device. So, for example, if you think of something like Chromecast, a lot of TVs, smart TVs are now supporting Chromecasting YouTube videos over to your TV. The problem with that is that you're not screen sharing your screen, you're just throwing the video source on your TV. And doing that would eliminate all of the VooPlayer features from the video, and you would just serve the bare video content to the TV, which kind of eliminates the need to have VooPlayer altogether, without any abilities to customize the player or the features in it. So that's one of the reasons why we're not supporting Chromecast, and kind of the same logic applies to Apple TV, Roku, etc. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for joining this week. Thank you for your questions. If you think of anything else in the meantime, drop us a line at support@vooplayer.com, or submit new ideas on our ideas board from within the application. Hopefully we'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to continue improving VooPlayer together. Thank you. Bye.